Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today. In today's video, we are going to be talking about nail polish toppers that I think you need in your collection. Whether you are a longtime polish collector or you're somebody that is just now getting into nail polish and you're looking for some topper options, I hope that you find this video helpful. I tried to pull polishes that I felt like would be easily accessible. Some of these that I have in my collection I know you can't get, and I don't want to include something that is not easily available to somebody that would be looking for it. So with that said, we've got mostly mainstreams to talk about today. I do have a few indies in here. I hope that you find this helpful. Let's go ahead and dive in. So for a black topper, generally I would pull Rogue Lacquer's Batsy. That is a polish that I have heard so many polish enthusiasts talk about over the years. I finally got my hands on it, tried it out, found it was just far too dense for me. It did not apply the way I wanted it to. It was way too dense for flaky to base ratio. So for me, I ended up going ahead and thinning out Batsy. So with that, I was looking for something a little bit different that wasn't necessarily a flaky topper, but a like glitter topper, and that was black. So I came across Black the Night from Emily Damali, and this is the perfect option. This is the perfect glitter to base ratio topper. It is, I think, $10. It might even be a little bit cheaper. I'm not really sure. I bought it on a whim, not sure if I was going to like it, and I wore it recently. I don't think you guys will see photos. Unfortunately, we'll see what I can come up with. I might have to do new ones. But this one is top-notch, one of my favorites. When I wore it, I had kind of like a summery manicure on. I had a white curly, I wore a blue manicure or blue polish, and then I pulled like almost like a chartreusey yellowy green shade. Put this on over top and I absolutely adored it. But again, I don't think you guys will be seeing that. So you should be seeing a photo of some sort for this particular polish, but I really love this. It paired beautifully with that manicure, and I think it would be great for anybody that is looking for a black topper. That is a great option. So last up for indies is Take It or Leave It by KB Shimmer. This is a cult classic. I got this sent to me by a viewer back in, I think, 2020, so I've had it for a very long time. Only worn it for a handful of manicures, but I adore this topper. It is beautiful. It shifts to like a green to gold to copper, even a little bit of orange. I swore when I wore it over a black a couple years ago, I was seeing like a red to fuchsia shift, and it was jaw-droppingly beautiful. I have seen people use it over a green, I've seen it over blue, I've seen it over lighter colors like nudes. You can put this over anything your heart desires, and it's beautiful either way. One of my favorites. This one is one of the more expensive ones for today's video. I hesitated to share it just because of the price, but I feel like it is a great option for a beautiful shifty topper. One of my favorites, and that one will forever be in my collection. I will repurchase it when this one runs out. It is that good. So now we're going to move on to the mainstream options. Some of these I have talked about before, so you will have seen them, but I wanted to just share them anyway because they are top favorites. So first up is going to be several polishes from Sally Hansen Miracle Gel. This is their topper line that they came out with quite a long time ago. Some of these I have had in my collection, probably going on like 3 years, possibly, something like that. So the first one is Crystal, and this is a beautiful, shifty, iridescent, like shifty, flaky topper. This one is gorgeous. In the bottle, it is that green to copper to gold to orange to pink. There might be even hints of like a blue to purple almost in here. At least my lighting, that's what I'm seeing. So the two newer ones that I got, I have talked about before on this channel. We have Glazed. So this one is very similar to Crystal, but this one shifts predominantly that pink to purple to green to gold. Depending on lighting, you even see hints of orange, are very different in the bottle. Even looking at them in person, this one has much more pink to fuchsia to purple than what Crystal does. So the last one is Moonlit, and I've talked about this one before. This has kind of like a, you can kind of see it in the bottle. It is kind of like a tinted base, not really tinted, but let's do it this way. So this one, this is what they look like side by side here, so you can really tell a difference. So we have Glazed here on my left, and then the right is going to be Moonlit. So Moonlit is very similar. It has just a little bit of a different base to it. It's not tinted necessarily. It, I believe, is a clear base, but the flakies are a different color, if that makes sense. So this is another great option. I love these. I will say these can be a little bit on the sparse side. I feel like they don't have quite as much flaky payoff. It seems a little bit base heavy. So just know that they can be a little bit sparse with flakes. I tend to go in with 2 coats just to get the flaky goodness that I want, but they are great options nonetheless. They are so versatile, so shifty, so beautiful. Definitely recommend if you can get them. I will say I know that Walmart's cheaper than any place else. I think prices have gone up with these, so they can be upwards of like $13 a piece. If you can get them cheaper than that, I highly recommend you try that. That's what I did. I got them, I think when I bought those last 2, I got them for $8 and change at Walmart. So next up is a kind of like a holographic topper. This is a little bit different. It's got a little bit of like a bronzy tone to it. This is Orly's Just an Illusion. I wore this over a light pastel blue several months ago, which unfortunately you guys won't be seeing those photos, I don't think, because I don't think I have them available to me anymore. But this is great. I got this as part of a collection at TJ Maxx. I do know this is still available on their site. It is a beautiful polish, absolutely gorgeous. It's holographic, but it's got a little bit of that, I don't know what you would call it. I don't want to say taupe, but it does have a little bit of a color shift to this one to where it's not just a straight up holographic. It's got just a little bit of a color added to it, but it looks beautiful over any color. This is absolutely gorgeous. One of my favorites. I do know it's available on Orly's site. I don't know if you'll get it anyplace else or not. I will list below if there is any spot you can get it. So next up is a holographic topper. This is Shine On Crazy Diamond from Orly. This is another one that I have talked about several times. I've had this in my collection and adore this one. I've reached for it several times over. Love this polish. It's very comparable to China Glaze Fairy Dust, but the glitter particles are much bigger in this one. So they are kind of like a medium-sized glitter. China Glaze Fairy Dust, which we'll talk about in a minute, is kind of like a micro glitter or a micro shimmer. This is a little bit bigger in particle size, but it is a great option. I got this at TJ Maxx several years ago, and then I got one in a D-stash, I think, and I love this. So moving on to China Glaze Fairy Dust. This is a cult classic. This is like a holographic micro shimmer, micro glitter. This one doesn't really dry textured. The Orly polish, Shine On Crazy Diamond, might have a little bit of texture, but it's not bad. Both of these are fantastic. Depending on what you're looking for in, particle size, either one of these is great. The China Glaze one's going to be a cheaper option. Orly is a little bit more expensive. This one probably is also a little hard to find. I picked it up at Rite Aid years ago and I paid like $8. I have also added some extra suspension base to this just because I had used it so much. I was trying to just add a little more to it to continue being able to use it without purchasing it. This is fantastic. I waited a long time to buy this one. It took me years to pick this one up, but I am so happy that I did. It's absolutely gorgeous. So last up, we have some LA Colors polishes. I wore these recently and really enjoyed them. So we have like a rose gold holographic topper from LA Colors. This is part of the Mermaid Magic line. This is Hidden Treasure. This is that rose gold holographic topper. This one is beautiful. I had it in my collection for a while. I got this, I think, at Walmart. I'm pretty sure. You could tell by the cap's a little bit different. This is part of like the Mermaid collection. This is available at Walmart still for like $2. But it is a beautiful polish. I love the color of this one. I love the shiftiness. Formula is great with this one. Top notch. One of my favorites. I wore it over a like smoky blue and fell in love with that one. So moving on to another LA Colors. I don't know that you can get this. This is Jewel Tone. And this one is a purple to pink to blue topper in a clear base. So this is like that smaller particle size. Perfect. It is phenomenal. I love this. I wore this one over a purple recently, or I might have that backwards. I might have wore this over the blue, and I think I wore the rose gold over a purple, but I don't know if I have photos anymore. I will try to find some. But this is fantastic. I got it at Dollar Tree. Unfortunately, I've seen Dollar Tree does not carry LA colors anymore, so I don't know that you'll be able to find this one. I haven't been able to get it anywhere. Even at Walmart, it's not available. So if you can find it, I would highly recommend you pick it up. I got this in 2020 sometime, so it's been like 5 years, and I still can't find it. I wanted a backup, but I don't know that I'll be able to do that because I can't find it anywhere. So last up, this is one I've talked about before. This is LA Colors Chandeliers, and this is from their Special Effects Glazed line. This is one of my favorites. I wear this over so many colors. I used it a lot over the summer to put over like basic bright fun creams. This has a little bit of like an iridescent vibe to it, but you've also got colors that are purple to pink or blue to pink, I think, in here. You probably won't be able to tell on camera, but I have wore this so many times. It is insane, and I just talked about it in my top polishes for 2024. I bought one of these, was going to buy a backup, didn't end up buying a backup of this one, but I might have to do that because it's that good. So that is it, guys. That wraps up this video. I hope that you found it helpful and that you are able to try out some new toppers if you are looking for any of these. Hopefully you were able to get your hands on them. If you have toppers that maybe I haven't talked about in a video or that you think I should try out, let me know down in the comments. Thanks so much for hanging out with me, and we'll see you in the next one.